What's up, guys? Ivan Carranza here, and welcome to Groove of the Week. Today, we're gonna break down the song Joy Joy by the Polish bass player Kinga Glyk. If you're unfamiliar with her stuff, I'm gonna put a link in the description below because she's a killer bass player. A few weeks ago, I did a cover on this song, and I got a few comments and messages about me doing a tutorial of this. So here it is. Now, just to give you a heads up, I'm not gonna go like super step by step, like first fret, fifth fret on the like that, because it would take way too long. I'm gonna be talking about chord tones and of course the notes, but if it's too fast for you, I would ask you to rewind a bit and also use the YouTube slowdowner feature to make it a bit more easy to pick up. But I'm gonna go into detail, but just so you know. So the cool thing about this song is that there's not a lot of harmonic, complicated harmonic material. It's pretty much everything around E minor. More specifically, also E minor pentatonic, like blues. And she just phrases the whole thing phenomenally. Yeah, it's just really good phrasing, and the ideas that she came up with are pretty cool. But at the beginning of the song, we begin by playing like this. That is just E, the root note, G, the minor third, to A, the fourth, then back, just like that, and then she adds the minor seventh and the octave on the A string to close off the phrase. And this movement right here, she's just sliding to the fifth, to B, it's just like you press on the A and just think about moving your hand to B, just like that. Don't try to give it too much thought, it's just pressing down and then moving your hand. Just like that. And that is kind of like the main, I would call it, verse or A part of the song groove. It just stays there for a bit. Then, before changing parts, there's a big lick happening. That thing right there. And all that is the E minor pentatonic scale with a couple of blue notes or some chromatic movement from the minor third to the major third. So I'm gonna play it slow. We begin on the minor seventh on D to E, we come back, and then from here we go fifth, flat five, fourth to minor third, and then hammer on to the major third, back to the root note, and then we do the exact same movement but lower, and then open E string, that's the lick. A bit faster, of course, but that's what she plays. Then we go into probably the trickiest part of the song, the whole section, and she does that movement, and that is just playing tenths, a major, you know, it's just the root note and the major third an octave above, and we begin on the D 10th fret of the E string, and she just, you know, slides that till we reach E again. This here, that is E dominant. We move. This is also a pretty typical blues lick or type of playing. You're moving from, you know, half step below the chord that you're actually playing, and we reach E7 here. I hope you can see this on the camera, but all I'm doing is first fretting on G and C sharp here above, and then just sliding up high, 1 fret higher, till I reach G sharp and D, which are the major third and the flat 7 of E dominant 7 chord. Now, again, that whole part. And then she goes and this is kind of tricky. It's pretty fast, something like that. We begin with an open D string and then grab a C sharp and slide that to D, play the octave, and then move chromatically to E. And this is again pentatonic or blues phrasing. This is the octave, back to minor 7th, which is D, and then again minor 3rd to major 3rd. Again, the whole thing together with the other part. Right? Then we play a G and an A after that section. And here comes another kind of tricky lick, which is pretty fast as well. And that is, like I mentioned earlier, G, an A, and then a B, and then we slide from C sharp to D. We play the octave, and this is also just the E dominant scale. The thing is that she does a pull off there, and it's pretty fast. And then the octave, that G sharp, and that is just moving down the octaves chromatically down. Open E string. So you only have to focus on playing the first G sharp here after. You move that down, octave, move it down, octave, move it down, octave, and open E string. Again, slower. And then she has some harmonics here. Then she goes just playing fourths. And we start by playing A and D, sliding up to D and G, then go back to B and E, and then go up here, which is B and C sharp, which is the 5th and the major 6th, and then another pentatonic movement, which is B and C sharp again, going to the octave, to E. So let me play that again. After doing this thing, we play an open E string and then go to the minor 7th, to D, and to E here on the 5th and 7th fret. And then comes another cool lick. And that is, again, it's pretty much the same notes as before, but we begin with an open D string, then a B, C sharp, E, and then we grab the C sharp and slide it until we can play a G here, and then go and that is also just blues pentatonic phrasing, flat 5, 4th, minor 3rd, root note. And we end on an open E string. So let me play that again. One more time, slowly. And that is the closing of that first section. Let me play the whole thing one more time. And then we begin playing the main, or the first groove again. Right, a couple of times. The next section is made up of a bunch of 16th notes. It's pretty fast, so you're probably gonna have to train your right hand. And we play the same figure, the same concept or pattern, and the different chord changes that are happening. And we go from E to G to C, and then to B, and from here we go B, C, D, D sharp, and to E. So let me play it slowly one time. Then back to E. That's the first part. Here we're playing E, the root note, the octave, the minor 7th, and the 5th. And we repeat that on all the chords. And I think live, or the way she plays it, I think she plays C on the E string here. For me, to keep the notes more consistent, I prefer to do it on the A string, and I just slide back to C. like that. And here we play the same thing. And when we go to B, we just play root note and octave, and always 2 notes per, per string. So root note, octave, and we go. Like I said, B, C, D, D sharp, E. And then we'll land on the on E again. Then we repeat the first half of this thing. But then I go to the E string to C, because we have to go backwards, the other way. On C we play the exact same thing as before. Root note, octave, minor 7th, and 5th. And when we play B, we play B, A, G, and F sharp, and at the same way as before, 2 notes on the root note, 2 notes on the octaves. And we end on an open E string. Now let me play the whole section again. That's it. Now comes another pretty tricky part, which is pretty fast. And here we go from E to D to C and to B. Here on E, we play this lick. That is root, 5th, minor 7th, 5th, octave, minor 7th, 5th, octave. Sorry, root. Again. And then we go F sharp, which is the major 2nd, G, the minor 3rd, and D. And we slide it down. And that is just D, E, F sharp, so we're going up kind of like the D major scale, and then we come back. Like that. That's it. Then we go D, B, and C, which is kind of like you're targeting the next chord chromatically from below. Right? Then again we play with the 5th and the major 6th. That movement. Root, 5th, major 6. We go to B. And here we go pretty much the same way we did before on the A string to E. Let me play until there again, a bit faster maybe. Then we play another bluesy pentatonic lick because we landed already on this E with a slide, and then we go like that. And that is, like I said, all pentatonics. The fifth, B, we go B, D, G, which is fifth, minor seventh, minor third, back to the root, and then that is flat 5 to the 5, or sharp 4th if you want, minor 7th, and then we just go chromatically downwards. So the whole lick again. And then we play until there. That is G and D, D and G, open E string, and we slide from F sharp to G, like that. And then we go B flat, the octave, so we're playing root note of B flat, octave, again root note, slide into B, octave of B, and then C. Let me play a whole section. And then another pretty cool lick here. Like that. This is the same move we had before here. She is targeting the C chord and she's making it a dominant chord. But she does kind of like a thrill, pretty fast hammer on pull off, but like pretty bebop-ish line. So let me play that whole thing again. And all this is major 6, minor 7th, then the 5th, 4th, major 3rd, and major 2nd. And then I slide so that I land on my pinky on the root note. Minor 7th, so B flat. And then we play pretty much the same movement as some more times before. We go octave, root note, octave, root note. Until we land on E. So we go B, A, G, and F sharp. The same way. Octave, root note. We play the whole thing again. And when you land on that open E string, it goes back to that section of the 16th. And from that point, the whole song pretty much repeats, and it stays pretty much the same way, other than the very, very ending, which is a bit different, the last couple of notes, and it is... that thing, that is the only thing changing. Other than that, it stays the same. The eighth note, the same pattern. When you reach the B, you just stay a bit longer on A. So you go A, G, open E string. So let me play the different sections once slowly, you know, the whole thing. You know, that just repeats and repeats. So, like I said, if this has been the explanation has been a bit too fast, you can always rewind and also use the YouTube slow down feature, because you can set that up to, like, you know, I think 25% of the speed, original speed. So you can use that to pick up all the notes. But as I also said, you know, the whole material is not super complicated. It is just based around pentatonic scales and blues phrasing. So this is definitely a great training to, you know, improve your chops and your phrasing on those areas. I hope you guys found this helpful. Let me know what you think in the comments, and also don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the content that's coming to the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care.